Well, ladies and gentlemen, a very, very good evening. This is Material Issues Sunday night, a little earlier, but still live. I'm Mark Hershberger of Pop Detective Records. I'm over here in rainy, damp, southern New Jersey. And where's the other guy? Where's the guy that's always with me? Mr. David Bash. Well, as you might know, Mr. David Bash is presently in Liverpool at the Cavern Club, pictured here. Yes, David is running International Pop Overthrow Festival at the Cavern. I think he's on night number 3. I believe it started Friday. But the cool thing is, this is our annual show where David will pop into the show live from the Cavern. He'll give us a bit of a tour. We'll talk to some bands backstage, interview them a little bit. He'll actually focus his cell phone on the stage. We'll listen to some live bands from the Cavern. It is 5 hours ahead right now, so it's 10 o'clock Liverpool, England time for David and everybody at International Pop Overthrow. They're at the Cavern. I have a couple special guests tonight. My daughters Hannah and Leah are going to be joining me on the program just to talk a little bit about Beatles, about their remembrances and favorite songs of Beatles. We might play some daughters trivia. And all this is going to happen as we never know when David's going to pop up onto the screen. David doesn't stay live from the Cavern all the time because it would mean carrying his cell phone around completely connected to the show at all times. It doesn't happen. But David's going to pop in and out. We're going to have a tour of the Cavern. We're going to listen to some music live. We're going to interview some people backstage live. He'll go in and out. So it's kind of an International Pop Overthrow evening from the Cavern. And of course, that's Beatles related. That's all things Beatles related is the Cavern. That's where the Beatles started all those years ago. It's an interesting fact, though. I've been to the Cavern a couple times now, helping David with International Pop Overthrow. And David does the festival at the Cavern and across the street at the Cavern Pub. Hannah, I see you down there. Just so you know, I see you guys. How you doing? My daughter's in the queue. So there's 2 venues that David runs this festival, and there's bands going concurrently at both venues. He uses the backstage at the main Cavern Club, and then he uses the one stage they have at the Cavern Pub. You might know, if you're Beatles fans, the Cavern isn't exactly the location that the Beatles played 292 times or something. That location was demolished in 1973 to make way for like an air shaft for a railway thing, and the shaft was never built, but they filled all the original Cavern in with the original bricks and rubble and filled it all in. Well, when 1980, let me figure out when they opened up the new Cavern. I think it was 84. Yeah, 1984. Literally right adjacent to where the original Cavern was, but a little bit higher. But they say about 70% of the original Cavern was used in rebuilding this new Cavern, and where they could, they used as many of the original bricks as possible. So they built it to be as identical to the original Cavern as possible, and it really gives you that feel. You do go down a couple of flights of stairs, and it is, fully surrounded by brick, but there's 2 stages. There's the main front stage and there's a larger backstage where David runs International Pop Overthrow. But yeah, so it's not exactly in a spot, but it's as close as you can possibly get to where the Beatles played 292 times. Matthew Street is very cool if you've never been there. There's clubs, there's shops, there's the Beatles shop. Cavern Pub is very cool. So that's where David is tonight, which is his time, about 10:05 Liverpool time. So when he pops in, we'll kind of stop doing whatever we're doing, and we'll talk to David live. As you know, David does have he's got a brick on the Cavern wall across the street. It's kind of their wall of fame. Every band or musician that's played at the Cavern I think has a brick there, Cavern Wall of Fame. David's actually the only non-musician, non-band person to have a brick right there. David Bash, IPO, Liverpool, because they gave him that whenever he did his 20th show at the Cavern. That's David and his wife Rena holding up a copy of the brick that he was given. But it's very cool. That'll be on that wall for forever. And International Pop Over, I think this is his 21st year at Liverpool. It's very cool. But yeah, so we're just gonna kind of hang out. I'm going to talk about some of my favorite Beatles stuff. I have some Beatle trivia if anybody feels like solving some Beatle trivia. And I have my daughters here, and I thought we'd do a little sisters trivia contest. It's just going to be simple questions. First 1 to 10 will just be a little fun while we pass the time waiting for David to show up live from the Cavern, right? But yeah, let me bring on my daughter Hannah, and I think Leah's sneaking in next to her right now. My daughters live in Orlando. They're 31 and 27. I know I don't look old enough to have daughters 31 and 27. Thank you very much for thinking that. But they live in Orlando. Leah works social media for a dental office, and she works for Disney and for the Orlando Magic's facility, doing basketball games and concerts and stuff. And Hannah works for Annie Mac, a national mortgage company, doing all their event planning. And she does do things at SeaWorld down in Florida. They're both very, very busy. And they do have 2 chihuahuas, just like I do. So, yeah, here comes my daughters. So without further ado, say hi to Hannah and Leah.
Oh, hello.
Well, hello.
Hello.
What's going on? Leah, how you feeling tonight?
Feeling better. The ice helped me today.
Yeah, Leah ended up in the ER yesterday with something going on with a neck disc problem or muscle something or other, but she ended up ER with neck pain, headache, nausea, dizziness, chills. She gets to ride all these Disney roller coasters and things free because she works for Disney, and I think she just yanked her neck out on one of the roller coasters. That's my diagnosis.
Yeah,
she's gonna have to just ride It's a Small World for about 3 months.
I guess so.
Right. You're cut off. You cut off.
Mold.
And then Hannah, of course, my oldest daughter Hannah just got engaged over the holidays, or Christmas, not this holiday, but the Christmas holiday, and she's busy planning her wedding in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee, which is not till October of 2027. So she's got a little bit of time, but I think she's got everything already booked.
Almost.
But they got a couple of chihuahuas running around as well. And but as I said, Hannah, Leah, this is IPO Cavern. David's over in Liverpool. He's going to pop up, in and out. So if all of a sudden I say, hey guys, I'm going to add David to the thing, just kind of sit back, relax, watch a bit. We'll get back to whatever we're doing. But I thought, just for kicks, let's talk about a couple things. What are your favorite Beatle tracks? What are your favorite Beatles songs? If you were to pick out a favorite,
I guess I'll start. I think my favorite Beatles song is the classic "Here Comes the Sun."
Wow, I mean it's surprising you say that. It's not one of their rock and roll tunes, and it's a George Harrison written tune. And that's also one of probably, I think it's their most popular tune among younger people.
I just love it.
And why would you say that one? Is it from a movie? Because I know you love a lot of movies.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was in The Parent Trap. So
yeah, there you go.
Classic. And I just like it. It's a good one. It's like the first one that comes to my head.
Sure. Yeah. Well, with real Beatle fanatics, you ask them every day, and they'll change to a different track every day. David just said, I might be going, David just sent me a text that he's having a little difficulty logging in, which that's material issues for you. That's what happens sometimes. We'll see if he keeps trying from a different area of the club. But how about you, Han? What's your favorite Beatle track?
I have 2.
You have 2.
I would say Twist and Shout, because I think that's a fun song to dance to.
Twist and Shout. Yeah.
And because it is in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Now, do you know who did Twist and Shout originally?
Oh no, I
See,
don't.
it's not even the Beatles.
That originally was the Isley Brothers.
Mm.
And so the Beatles did a cover of that. That was actually a cover.
Oh.
And I'm sending David a new link here for him to play with. But
I-
Isley Brothers cover, and the Isley Brothers was a little slower, a little more soulful, but the Beatles came out and did their English version and really made it scream. But Ferris Bueller's Day Off changed that for a lot of people.
And I Want to Hold Your Hand.
Yeah.
Because I obviously it's a Beatles song, but I've told you that Glee covered that,
Right.
and they made it into a slow song.
Right.
So I really like that version of it. But yeah, I would say those two.
No, excellent. I people ask me all the time about my introduction to this because I actually was alive when the Beatles were an actual band. They broke up in 1970. Albeit I was young. I remember as just a couple years old the fervor over the Ed Sullivan Show. My mom and dad did watch the Ed Sullivan Show. I don't have distinct memories of. I was a little too young to say, I saw them on the Ed Sullivan Show. I was around when it happened, but and then through the 60s, as I grew up, as a young kid and whatnot, of course you heard the Beatles all over the radio. But in 1968, my godfather, Mose Miller, his daughter, Nancy Miller, gave me my first ever record album. My parents got me one of these little, they used to call them dance sets. They were just a little tiny record player. You opened the lid up and the speakers were up in the lid and you put your records on it and you would play the record. So my parents got me a dance set for Christmas. I was like 7 years old. But I call her cousin, but my godfather's daughter, Becky, got me this album. It was called the Beatles' second album. It was what was called their second album here in the U.S. And if you look on the back of that album, there's the track listing. I Want to Hold Your Hand is not on there. She Loves You's down at the bottom. This is kind of a conglomerate of things they lumped together to rush out this second album. But that second track right there, Thank You Girl, that turns out to be one of my all-time favorite tracks because that's the first time I really paid attention to harmonies, I think, in music. Up to that point, not owning a record and just listening to the radio, I just love music, love songs, I would sing. But when I put that record on and I heard, and all I gotta, then there's do, and then there's a harmony of do, and every single time that chorus came in, I would sing the different part. And all I gotta do. Yeah, and I said that's how I figured out harmony. I think you guys froze there a tiny bit. Here's doggies.
Novella.
But so I fell in love with that Beatles second album and that track, Thank You Girl, and actually 2 tracks later, Devil in Her Heart. These are 2 songs that for not real hardcore Beatles people, they wouldn't really know those songs.
Mm-hmm.
On this album, Roll Over Beethoven, a Chuck Berry cover. She Loves You, obviously. Please, Mr. Postman, another cover. Those are the songs that are kind of known on this album, but those 2 really just did it for me. But of course, at that point began my addiction to collecting everything Beatles, and which was kind of weird because when you come into it later, you've got to go back and start getting all the albums that were available. And then for Christmas, obviously 1969, I would ask for an album, and I think that's when I got Sgt. Pepper, and then 70, Abbey Road, Let It Be. And so that's really kind of my favorite stuff. Give me 1 second. Hold on.
This is Sweet Pea.
Sweet
Fox.
I'm just trying to send him.
My sweet pillows. He's a pillow. Oh, he's a pillow. She's a girl.
email. What is that? Wait, I thought you had chihuahuas. Why is there a cat there?
He's a kitty. Sweet
I know. I'm just teasing.
She wanted to hop on and say hey.
I'm just trying to get David the link here in the Cavern. That's why there's a little bit of a pause in the action. I could try sending it to him on Facebook too. Maybe he'll get it that way easier. Let me try that. Just see if we get him back on here. Let's see. Search for Mr. Bash. Or David Bash. Paste. And I'm going to tell him and Facebook. We'll see. He's so busy though. He doesn't have time to test this stuff out properly. So that's why we call it material issues. We seem to always run into things like that. It's not working yet, but it will. It will. So yeah, Hannah and Leah have actually Hannah has 2 chihuahuas, Zane and Nova, and I've got 2 chihuahuas. Mine are happily sleeping and not making any noise, but Nova likes to stir things up a little bit down there.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does. She's trying to right now.
Yeah, she's mad.
And we'll see if David pops on here in a little bit. But in the interim, I thought it would be fun because we do trivia on this program quite a lot. It's always music trivia where we try to stump the bash or people come on. Uh-oh, David might be here.
Oh.
There's Mr. Bash. Hello, hello. You say hello. I say goodbye. You're up. You're in the room. We're looking at you. Yeah, David's right there. He's now gone. This will probably happen throughout the night. And of course, there's always music playing in the background of Cavern. You'll hear people yelling and screaming.
You might need to film and you can interview them on the film.
Oh, you can do both. Yeah, we can do both.
What's that? David is live from the Cavern.
Last year, Jade.
I remember, Jade. Yes, I remember.
I don't know if he knows his camera's still on.
I don't think so.
Wait, am I in? Hold on.
No, we're not seeing you. We can hear you, but we can't see you.
Where is Am I on?
Yes, we see you.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
All right, we're cool now.
Great.
Where are we going to sit?
All right. Your decision. Your call. Yes.
You got a great view of your nostrils.
Why don't we do?
Oh, yeah.
This is the Cavern ceiling in the dressing room.
Together. Yeah.
And David's underneath the wall.
Hi, Leah.
Hi.
Oh.
Oh, no, Hannah. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay.
So jet lag. I don't remember my own name right now.
It's all right.
We're both here.
Where are you at right now?
Oh, my God. All right. Let me see what I can do here to... Yeah, we're a professional organization here at Material Issues. That's right. Anyway, we've been having a great first day and night. And the band I think that has gotten the most positive reaction so far is Mansfield, one of my favorite bands. And they're from the great city of Copenhagen, Denmark. And here they are. You guys.
Oh. Hey.
You're talking with Mark Hershberger, my co-host.
Evening, gentlemen. I hear you got some good reviews. Yes, outstanding.
Yeah. Come on there. Definitely. See you.
Hey, Denmark.
So, guys, I know you've played international pop Overthrow in a few cities. Obviously, your hometown of Copenhagen, and here in Liverpool a few times. What is it that you love so much about the Cavern Club?
The history, I think, that's the most important thing, and the spirit around Cavern Club. People come here every day. Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday, Saturday, doesn't matter. every day, and people, love to just listen to music down here. So I think that's the most important thing around Cavern Club.
Well, I love the stage. It's an amazing stage. The sound on the stage is amazing. Great sound technicians.
And it takes about 15 seconds to dial in the very band sound. That's a very nice thing.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent.
Are you getting all that, Mark?
Yes, just make sure you put your phone angled down a little bit. We're only getting kind of the tops of their heads.
Oh, I need to put the camera down lower?
Yeah, a little lower. Yeah, just down lower.
This is so strange. Let me see.
There you go. Good.
You just had
Maybe you guys.
Yeah.
Well, okay, let me present to you guys. My name is Philip. I'm the drummer in the band Mansfield.
Hello, I'm Christian. I'm the lead singer.
Yes, and I'm because I play bass.
Oh, and I'm the lead guitar player. I'm here too.
Now, you guys have been occasionally, people like me call you power pop, but you obviously do you do great ballads and some really stylish kind of pop rock, like maybe people who love Crowded House would like as well. How would you describe yourselves?
I think I would call it old school indie rock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or the Britpop. I'd like to call it Britpop actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's rock and roll. It's what we do. It's got some soul in it, and it's got some 90s music in it, and it's it's basically that. I don't know. I wouldn't know what to say.
It's melodic rock.
It's kind of
anyway.
like great
Yeah.
melodies, right?
Yeah.
Great melody. It's very melodic pop music. Has great backing vocals, great anthemic choruses and stuff like that.
Where did the name Mansfield come from?
What?
Where did the name Mansfield come from?
Where did the name Mansfield come from?
Yeah, kind of by coincidence, really, because we were trying to find a suitable name for the band, and one day we were looking at a map of London, and we came across a street called Mansfield Road or something, and I asked the others, "How about Mansfield? Would that be a good name for a band?"
And
everybody was like, "Yeah, that's good." That was good.
Yeah.
So that's why we took the name Mansfield. And then later on, we discovered that there was a town in Nottinghamshire called Mansfield. So we've been to the town of Mansfield a few times. In the UK, people usually say it's a shithole, but actually, we quite like it. And we just spend a couple of days in Derbyshire, which is very close to Nottinghamshire. And it's cool. Yeah, love it. And we also like Liverpool.
Nice. Very nice.
Everyone should go online and find Mansfield's music. Obviously, it's on Bandcamp and Spotify, right?
Yeah,
but
all major streaming platforms.
and it's on the streaming platforms, and physical copies are available on Bandcamp, right?
Yeah.
All right, so definitely support these guys and buy their music, and you'll be glad you did. I promise you that.
Excellent.
So we're going to go outside right now and watch the band that's playing now. They're from Brighton, UK, and they're called Tenderhook. So, and they're not exactly tender. They're kind of like the Jam and maybe a little poppier at times. So we're going to go out and do that.
Hey, Hannah and Leah, I'm going to put you down in the queue until I bring you back up, all right?
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Let's bring it back into the office right now.
I'm going to play a completely new set as well of all the Tenderhooks tunes.
David Bash is live from the Cavern Club, Liverpool, England. That's why things are just kind of crazy and live, because it's live from the venue. There's music going on, front stage and backstage.
All right, so that was Tenderhooks. If timing had been more with us, I would have shown some Mansfield, but we didn't get to do that. I am only seeing me right now. I'm not seeing you.
Yeah, I know. I could do that, but I'm just showing you a bigger screen because it looks better. I'm just showing you bigger screen because it looks better on the bigger screen. Yeah, you're good.
Are you hearing me now?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So that just so much fun doing this. I wish I wasn't so jet lagged. My spontaneity of articulation is gone. Not that I ever had it in the first place, but I like to pretend. I can't even do that now.
No, it's good.
You know, maybe I think we should call it a day. We got a little bit of a taste of everything.
Yeah, it's fine.
Maybe we can do a little more next Sunday when I'll be probably a little bit more. I mean, the event will be over at that point or close to it, and I'll be worn out because I'll probably be a little bit more alert. For whatever reason, the jet lag kicked my ass this time. I think it has to do with when we flew in. Just never got a chance to get some solid sleep.
Right.
So anyway, everyone who's ever tuning in, hopefully you got a little bit of a glimpse of what goes on here at, no pun intended, seriously none, at the world famous Cavern Club. Mark, great as always. We'll see you all next time. We'll figure it out. Take care, everyone.
Hey, David. Well, there we go. They're back. David was live from the Cavern Club. We did get to see a little interview with the band Mansfield, and we saw a little bit of the band Tenderhook. But evidently, David is suffering some pretty bad jet lag. It's 10:30 at night over there in Liverpool, and I think they flew in one of those red-eye type things. So he may pop in back on, but if not, that's all right. Let's play a little trivia with Hannah and Leah. I've got this game that I bought a long time ago, but I've never even looked at it. But I looked at some of the questions, and they're pretty straightforward, easy questions. So I'm thinking the first one of you, I'll ask each one of you individually a different question, and I'm just going to go from the top of the card to the bottom of the card when I pick a random card. So it'll be whatever. It's this thing called I Should Have Known That.
Okay. Oh yeah, we have that game.
And you do?
We haven't played it.
Then you might know it. So essentially, I'm going to ask you a question, and we'll just rotate back and forth. And the first one to 10 points, which means getting 10 of them correct, wins the game. And you'll be the champion of Material Issues episode number 257.
Oh,
It's great to have my daughters on here. I don't know that have you ever been on an episode, or you just kind of watched an episode? I don't think you've ever been on an episode. But all right, let's go with card number one. Who would like to go first? Should we go with the senior citizen and have Hannah go first?
Sure.
You're the senior of the two. All right. Here we go. From the game I Should Have Known That. Looks like a lot of fun. A trivia game about things you ought to know. Here's question number one for Hannah. What do you drink if you drink Evian?
Water.
And the answer is water. Hannah's got 1 point. Hannah's up.
Leah's going to keep saying I get the easy ones. Watch.
All right. Question. I'm just going right in order. There's no picking out anything different. Question number one for Leah. Who is Cassius Marcellus Clay
Wait,
Jr.?
hold on, Dad. Hold on. Sorry.
Somebody at the door.
No, they're just
Just
chasing the
kids.
cat.
Oh, nice.
Kids. Okay.
All
Sorry.
right. Who is Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr., better known as?
Are you
Cassius
serious?
Clay.
No. I have no idea.
Who is Cassius Clay better known as?
Do you know? You don't know. Do you know? No, I don't know.
No. All right. The answer is Muhammad Ali, the boxer.
Are you serious?
Cassius Clay was originally, that was his original name before he changed it to Muhammad Ali.
Oh, yeah, no.
All right. Leah blew her first question. She's down 1-0 to Hannah. Hannah, what is it called in bowling when all the pins are knocked down during the second attempt?
A spare.
Hannah's got 2 points, a spare. 2-0, Hannah over Leah. All right.
I'm bad at trivia.
Oh, Leah, what is the last name of brothers Liam and Noel in the band Oasis?
Are you serious? No idea.
Well, Oasis, I think they played the Cavern in Liverpool, which is kind of funny that the question just popped up. It's the Gallagher brothers, Liam and Noel Gallagher of Oasis. Well, Leah blew that. We go to Hannah now. Question number 3 for actually Hannah up 2-0. How many countries does the U.S. share a border with?
2.
How many countries? Final answer?
Yeah.
That would be correct. Hannah's got 3 points. 2 countries, Canada and Mexico.
That was awesome.
All right, see if Leah can get on the board here. Leah's a little upset. Don't shake your head too hard with that neck injury, all right?
No.
In what city is the famous Copacabana district located? The Copacabana. What city?
What city? I have no idea. I don't think it says it in the song. I don't know. I'm sorry. I have no
That
idea.
would be Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
Oh,
Copacabana, Rio de
Yeah,
Janeiro.
that's right. That's right.
it.
She should have known that.
You should have known that. As the game says, you should have known that.
Danny, you should have known that.
All right, here goes Hannah. She's up 3-0. On a couple's golden anniversary, how many years of marriage are celebrated on your golden anniversary?
That's easy too, I think.
Golden? Oh, I have. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm gonna say 5.
5 for your golden? You were off by an extra 0. That would be 50 years.
50. I knew it.
50 is the golden. Hannah did not get a point
I
there.
should have been able to steal.
See if Leah can get back in the game here. Leah, who directed the Godfather films?
I do not know.
You should
I
know.
don't know.
You should know that.
Never seen it.
The Godfather film. You never seen it?
No.
All right. The answer is Francis Ford Coppola.
Come on, Leah.
You didn't know.
All right.
I think
Leah's still not on the board. Here we go. Hannah's question get for 4 points. Who famously lived at 2218 Baker Street in London? Who lived at 2218 Baker Street in London?
2218 Baker Street in London. I'm J.K. Rowling.
No, the answer is, and I'm surprised you did not get this, Sherlock Holmes.
Oh.
With your literary.
Yeah, I was on
Should've known
something with
that.
literature.
All right, Leah, try to get on the board. Hannah's still up 3-0 on the
I'm
first
trying.
on the race to 10 here. How many baby teeth does a child usually have? How many baby teeth do you have?
How many baby teeth? Oh, geez, I don't know. I don't know.
I see Chris in the background. Hey, Chris.
10.
No, the answer is 20.
Okay.
10 would be bizarre. All right, Leah still can't get on the board. Hannah, which president resigned after the infamous Watergate scandal? Who was president for the Watergate scandal? One of the biggest scandals in U.S. history,
I know.
history in general.
History is where I fail. Nixon.
4 points for Hannah. She got Richard Nixon. He resigned during the Watergate scandal. 4-0 Hannah. Leah, come on. You got to get back on board. A race to 10. Here we are. How many months of the year have 31 days?
Oh, jeez. I don't know because I don't know the finger thing. Let's see. 5.
No, it's 7 months.
Darn.
7 months of the year have 31 days. We will wait for Hannah for the next question.
All right, Adam, just taking a momentary break.
It's all right. She's getting the pizza out of the oven or something.
Yeah.
All right.
Right here.
All right, Hannah. How many gospels are there in the New Testament, the Bible? One of them is my name.
4.
4. Hannah got it correct. 4 gospels.
Let's go, Leah.
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. A New Testament, 4 gospels. All right, Leah, let's get a point here. You cannot be shut out in the race to 10. What are Seabiscuit, Black Beauty, and Shadowfax?
Horses.
Yes.
Horses. Leah's on the board.
Good job, Leah.
5-1. She is not shut out. Good job, Leah. All right, on the race to 10, here's Hannah. What is a sound too low pitched for humans to hear called? I would not have known this answer, so don't feel bad.
Sound too low pitch.
Too low for a human to hear. What's it called?
I don't know.
It's called infrasound.
Oh,
Infrasound.
definitely heard of that before.
I've never. No, I didn't know that one.
All right, Leah, you got an opening here to close the gap a little bit.
Right.
A CEO is the director of a company. What does the acronym CEO stand for?
Chief Executive Officer.
Let's go,
Leah's
Leah.
got 2 points. It's now 5-2 in the race to 10. She's feeling pretty good about herself right now. Oh, my God. Talk about the Cavern and the Beatles.
Oh.
What famous designer is the daughter of Paul McCartney?
Stella McCartney.
Hannah's got 6 points. Stella McCartney. Another apropos question since we just went live from the Cavern with David Bash. All right, 6-2. Leah, in what city is UCLA located? The college UCLA. What city?
What city? Oh. I would think LA, but I don't think it's LA. Oh, yeah.
UCLA.
City?
No.
What city is UCLA? University of California at
Los Angeles.
There you go.
Is it actually?
3
It's in LA?
points. Yes, it is LA.
Oh, I didn't know if it was actually in LA.
Yeah, it's the University of California. So it's always called California, but it's like their offshoot, just like you have Rutgers, then you have Rutgers Camden.
Yeah.
But UCLA is really big. So
It's in LA.
everybody knows it as UCLA, but it's University of California at Los Angeles.
Oh, we didn't.
All right, Hannah at 6, Leah at 3 in the race to 10. It's getting closer. Hannah, what is the name of Jerry Seinfeld's neighbor and arch enemy who is a postman by profession in the TV show Seinfeld?
Ooh.
I'm just gonna guess a random name. George.
No, George was George Costanza, his best friend, but the postman was
I didn't watch that.
Newman. Hello, Newman.
Christopher
All right.
knew that.
That's it. 6 points to 3. All right, Leah, what country is the tennis player Rafael Nadal from? Rafael Nadal.
What country?
What country?
Italy.
No,
Yeah.
Raphael is a very Spanish name. He's from Spain.
I was gonna say India.
Yeah. All right,
Nadal.
Leah probably knows this one, Hannah, but here's your question. You're up 6-3. What keyboard shortcut is used to save a document?
Don't cheat.
Oh, I'm not. I'm to
Looking at the
save a
keyboard.
document.
To
Control.
save a document.
Control Alt S.
Yes. 7 points for Hannah. 7
Mine's a
points
max, so I
for
would
3.
say and S.
All right, Leah, brand new card. Here we go. On what beverage can you read old number 7 brand on the label? Old number 7. What beverage? It's on the bottle. Old number 7.
Jack Daniels.
Yes, 4 points for Leah. I'm a little concerned that my Leah knows Jack Daniels whiskey.
No, I might.
She may have gotten a little help.
Oh, from somebody from Tennessee, I guess, huh?
Somebody in the grapevine over here.
Okay. Very good. All right, Hannah. It's now 7 points to 4. What disease, known as the French disease, did Al Capone suffer and ultimately die from? What disease, known as the French disease,
The French.
did Al Capone die from?
Al Capone was.
The French disease.
Alzheimer's.
No, it was syphilis.
Oh.
STD. He died from syphilis.
Okay, that makes sense. The French.
Oh, here's a great one for Leah. She can close the gap. What job did the 7 dwarfs in Snow White have?
They were minors.
Miners, it is. It's now 7-5. Leah's closing the gap on the race to 10. This is from I Should Have Known That. Go out and pick up this game. It's fantastic. All right, Hannah. What is the stage name of Marshall Bruce Mathers III? Marshall Bruce Mathers III is known as who? You're looking for help?
You're cheating.
No cheating, Christopher. Now I can't answer it because he gave it to me. So
Do you recuse yourself from the answer?
Can I have another question? What was
Yes.
the answer?
Yes.
The answer to everyone is Eminem.
Yes, it is. Nice.
Christopher.
Chris should have played.
Marshall what?
Marshall something the third.
Oh.
All right.
All right, here's my question now.
Here's your makeup question. Which string is the thickest string, also known as the top string of a guitar?
Ooh. She's going like this.
D.
It is E.
That was close.
All right. Here we go, Leah. What composer wrote the piano piece Für Elise?
Come on.
Don't know. You don't know. Do you know?
Für Elise, is it Beethoven?
It is Beethoven. You don't get a point for it, but it was Beethoven. Yeah. It was Beethoven.
I don't know for Elise.
All right, Hannah, you're up 7-5. You're closing in on 10. In which ocean can you find the Bermuda Triangle?
In which ocean can you find the Bermuda Triangle? So Bermuda is in the Pacific Ocean.
It is not. Bermuda's off the coast of North Carolina.
Yeah, I was going to say.
The Atlantic Ocean. Oh, my God. We're going to have to give Hannah a...
That's not fair. Leah has gotten so many wrong.
Wait.
I haven't answered a lot of them.
I know she just said I don't get it. Well, Hannah...
I almost said the Indian Ocean.
Well, all right. It is 7-5. Leah can close within 1 with this question right here. Which is longer, the Great Wall of China or the Trans-Siberian Railway?
That's something. I don't know.
Which is longer, the Great Wall of China or the Trans-Siberian Railway?
Yeah,
I'm going to say Great Wall of China.
The answer is Trans-Siberian Railway.
Of course it is.
Trans-Siberian Railway is 5,772 miles long. The Great Wall of China is 5,500 miles long.
Okay.
Not a way to guess wrong.
Pretty close. All right. Oh, I love this question, Hannah. What countries is Scandinavia composed of? My favorite pop music comes from Scandinavia.
Yeah.
What countries is it composed of?
Norway,
Hey, Carrie, thank you.
Sweden, Denmark.
Stop right there.
No.
See, your dogs are very excited. You got it right there. Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. You're at 8 points, 8-5. All right. Leah, I kept back into the gap. What was the profession of Florence Nightingale?
I don't know.
Should have known that. Should know this.
I'm going to say a
Florence
writer.
Nightingale. You're going to say what?
I don't know, a writer.
No. Florence Nightingale
She's a
was
singer.
No, she was a nurse.
I don't know.
All right, Han, you're at 8. It's 8-5. What country
Cinderella.
What country gave the Statue of Liberty to the U.S. in honor of the centennial of U.S. independence?
France.
Yes, Hannah's at 9 points. She only needs one more point to win this race to 10. Leah, here we go. E-Type is the name of a car model. What company is the manufacturer of this car? Who makes the E-Type? You can't get help from Chris. He probably knows it.
Never even heard of E-Type.
Electric. It's very electric. The cars are electric.
E-Type.
I'm spitballing for you.
I don't. There's a lot of electric cars. I don't know.
That would be the Jaguar. Jaguar E-Type.
Yeah, anything to do with the electric, Hannah.
All right, Han, this is for the game, and I think the game might be over. How many legs does the spider have?
8.
8, and that is it. Hannah takes the trivia.
Good job.
10-5. Great job, Hannah. Great job, Leah. That was a lot of fun.
Good job.
And, I hope you
Thank
enjoyed
you.
seeing our race to 10. But Hannah, oh look, Rich is on. Rich is in the room. He's saying, come on, you know. That's really good. Yeah, Hannah has won the race, the sisters trivia race tonight. Anybody watching? David Bash was on earlier. We were live from the Cavern. We had a little interview with a band from Denmark called Mansfield. It just had gotten off the stage, and he showed some live performance from a band called, what was it called again?
Mansfield.
That
was the one they interviewed.
The other one, I forget the other one. Top. I forget what it was. Losing my head. But anyhow, if you missed it, you can check it out from the archives. But David's not feeling too well. He is very jet lagged, so he doesn't think he's going to be back on tonight, as it is almost 11 o'clock in Liverpool time. So we might have him again next Sunday night, because the IPO at the Cavern runs all the way to next Sunday as well. So he's every night of the week at the Cavern from Liverpool. But hey, guys, it was really great having you on. This is my daughter, Hannah and Leah. They live in Orlando, and they're probably thinking about getting some dinner at this point. So I will bid you adieu and say thank you for hanging out with your dear old dad as he walks this episode of Material Issues by himself. But hope you have a great night. Hope you feel better, Leah. And we will keep me updated, and we will talk to you soon.
Thanks, Dad.
All right. Love you.
Love ya.
Love you.
Bye. Well, there you are. That's Hannah and Leah joining me live from Orlando. We played a little sisters trivia, which Hannah came out on top, 10-5, just for fun. Yeah, David was on. He had texted me pre-show, and he said he wasn't feeling that well. For some reason, the the jet lag really is getting to him. So he normally takes us on more of a tour of the Cavern. But we did do a little interview with Mansfield, and we saw Top Loader, was it? Or I forget the name of the other band that played live. So we saw some things. And but he said I can't do it. He couldn't give it his best shot. So he might not be back with us. But yeah, I was talking to the girls about Beatles. They were talking about their favorite songs. I was talking about the first time I was introduced to the Beatles was from my godfather's daughter, Becky. She bought me the Beatles' second album, which was a U.S. release. And that's kind of how I got into the Beatles. And of course, I've been a Beatles fanatic all my life. Speaking of Beatles related, Historic Autograph Company does these cards. They're called Historic DNA, and they're actually a card that has a certified lock of hair, a little piece of hair from celebrities and things. And I bought one of the packs online. They do like an online opening, and I actually, luckily enough, got Paul McCartney DNA. And I don't know if you can see it right there, but right across there's a little lock of his hair that's encased in the card. And this is card number 3 of 4. So there's 4 cards that has a lock of Paul McCartney's hair. So if we lose Paul McCartney in the next 20 years, I have the DNA. I could reproduce Paul McCartney in the lab. But it's kind of a cool card. A little bit of lock of Paul McCartney's hair. Then a couple other things I talk about interesting wise. Growing up, especially into the early 70s when I had paper route and I started making money where I could buy record albums. My parents had bought me one of those all-in-one stereos that had the turntable, the radio, the cassette player, and the 8-track player, speakers, and that was a very big deal for me. And I would start to spend my money on record albums. One of the first places I went to spend that in Kutztown, Pennsylvania, where I grew up, between Reading and Allentown. We had Trexler's Records, small record shop. They didn't have really that much stuff. He carried mostly the top 20 albums and then known albums, but he had the big catalogs that he could look up anything that you might want and he could order. It would take a couple weeks to get in. But later on in the mid to later 70s, when I got my driver's license at 16, I used to drive into Reading, Pennsylvania, a place called Record Revolution, right next to Hugo's, where I'd see the Sharks all the time. Shout out to the Sharks. They won MTV's Basement Tapes, actually, but love the Sharks. Anyhow, but I, as many of us record collectors and music fans did, I would go right from A and start flipping and looking at albums, A all the way through Z. It would probably take me 2 hours easily to go through that, just trying to find cool stuff. And one of the albums that I found, and this is before I knew anything about them, but this album was under the K section. And I'm sure for all the fans know it, you would recognize this, but this is Klaatu's first album, better known as 347 EST. Well, I saw this in the record bin. I did not know the Beatles connection. I did not know anything about the Rhode Island newspaper reporter that wrote saying this might be the Beatles back together. This is 1976, this album. I just saw this album. But actually what I saw was, hold on, you'll see this. There's a difference. This is the album I saw. It said Klaatu right across the top. And you're like, well, wait a minute. This one looks like the same album, but the word Klaatu is not there. Ah, okay. Well, this one I saw first. This is the Capitol Records release. And it had the name Klaatu, that's the band. And on the back, it had the track titles. That's it. Right across the planet in the middle, it says Klaatu. There's the track titles, but there's no other information. I was just fascinated with this album cover. I thought the album art was magnificent. So I bought it. I took it home, fell in love with this album from the very first opening footsteps through the woods of calling occupants to the Paul McCartney-ish sounding Sub Rosa Subway to everything. Absolutely love the album. And it wasn't until a couple weeks later that I heard about the rumor that, is this the Beatles reunited? And there were all these clues and things and whatnot. And of course, my Beatle fanatic friends and I picked apart this whole album and listened and listened and listened and listened. And we decided it wasn't the Beatles, but boy, we loved the whole idea of the rumor of the whole thing. So I became a Klaatu fan, and it wasn't until their fourth album, they had this first album, they had 347 EST. Their second album was Hope, which was more orchestral. Their third album was Sir Army Suit, which was more lighter, poppier. And their fourth album was called Endangered Species, which was kind of a clue to the fact that they knew they were running out of time to get a hit on Capitol Records. But on that Endangered Species album, they included an address. On none of the albums did they have their names or likenesses on it. So we didn't have the internet back then. You didn't know who these guys were. That was part of the fascination of it. But if you sent away to this PO box on the back of the Endangered Species album, they sent you a letter saying thank you for being a fan. They sent you an autographed photo, and it had their names on it: Terry Draper, D. Long, John Wallachuk. And that's when hey, D's checking in. He's talking about Klaatu. D. Nice. Well, anyhow, D. Long just online right now, member of Klaatu. So I held up that album because that's the first time I saw it with the name on it. But later on, I found out, you talk about D. Long, there's his signature right there. Later on, I found out originally it was released in Canada on Daffodil, which was not a Capitol label, but it was distributed by Capitol. And the original release did not have the word Klaatu on it. Very cool. And actually on the back, when you see this sticker up here, which includes the Daffodil Records address for Daffodil Records and things, it covers up everything. You don't even see the track listing originally, but there's a little autograph up there. It says Hershberger, the pesky pop detective, Terry Draper. Terry Draper, the co-writer of Calling Occupants and the drummer in the band, multi-instrumentalist all around, passed away not too long ago. And I miss him. I miss him very much. But this band obviously was not the Beatles. But for me, and there was a little backlash with that. Obviously, it kind of at once made their career and kind of destroyed their career all in one shot. But talented musicians, talented songwriters, and I fell in love with everything about them, Beatles rumor notwithstanding. And they have been one of my top music loves, and I appreciate everything they've ever done, not only as Klaatu with 5 albums. Magenta Lane came along as their 5th album, but their solo work. Dee's done a lot of solo stuff. Terry's done a lot of solo stuff. John's kind of stayed out of the music side of things, but just fantastic. So if you're not familiar with Klaatu and you are a Beatles fan, check it out. Check it out online. I'm sure you can still find things all over Amazon and eBay and whatnot. Absolutely fantastic band. But that was really one of the interesting things about growing up in the 70s, was going to record stores and just peeling through A to Z and discovering stuff. And that's how I discovered Klaatu. And then the Beatles rumor came out. And then we've had a lot of friendships evolve from it. Jamie Vernon on his Bullseye Records of Canada re-released most of the Klaatu albums on his label. He's written about them. He's recorded with them. He's done all things with Klaatu, and he became one of my very best friends on the planet because of our connection with it. In fact, when he was getting married to raise money, I saw an ad, or I placed an ad in Goldmine, looking for Klaatu things because it was hard to find without the internet. And he wrote me a letter saying, "Here's what I've got," and I bought a whole bunch of stuff on it. So I helped fund his wedding. You're welcome, Sharon. But we came to know each other very, very well over the years. When he did Klaatu Con a number of years ago and brought all 3 members of Klaatu together to play a few songs live and to sign autographs and to talk to the fans of the band, I brought one of my best friends up. He was in Pennsylvania at the time, to Toronto, and just, we bonded in high school over this band, and it's just a neat moment. Music has that way of bringing people together, and just like some of your other sense of smell and taste and whatnot, certain songs take me right back to a certain place in time. And anytime I put the album on and drop the needle on that first track and hear those footsteps through the woods and hear the little needle dropping on the track of Calling Occupants, it just takes me back to I think a much better time, different time. But grateful for it. So so I really I love the Beatles. I love the band Klaatu, and as we progressed through all my love of power pop, and we started this show, Material Issues, 5 years ago now. This is episode 257. Back in COVID days when David's International Pop Overthrow Festival was shut down because COVID. Nobody was going out. Clubs shut down and festivals stopped, and David was a little bit down over the whole thing, and I recognized that he was having a hard time. I said, why don't we start this little thing, and we'll just go online, and we'll kind of go in this little room, this Streamyard thing together, and we'll talk about music. We'll play some music, we'll talk about music, and we'll just pass the time. Oh, that'd be great. He said, that'd be really interesting. We thought we'd do about 10 shows, play some music. That'd be about it. Well, by show number 4, we had a guest on just for fun. And it just took off from there. And I guess 257 episodes. Now, I think around 210 of those episodes of the 257, we've had guests. And we've had guests from the music world. We've had bands and solo artists and things from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, some up here at the present. We've had celebrities. We've had actors. We've had authors. We've had athletes, some sports players, a couple Cy Young Award winners. And we've had some pop culture guests as well that don't fall in any of those previous categories. But we've had great guests. We've got a lot of great guests coming up. I'll mention that shortly. But we've also had a lot of great people just hanging out and joining us online here. We play a thing called Stump the Bash, where I try to stump David with some trivia questions on music. And recently we've been playing a thing called Beat the Bash, where we've had people come on and join us live on the show, or join us live via texting, and they play the game and try to beat Bash. And as I've said, David's a savant when it comes to particularly late 60s, early 70s. That's his wheelhouse. He's hard to beat when it comes to those years and the top 100 and et cetera. So if you haven't checked that out, check it out in the archives, materialissues.com. That is where all of our shows are archived. I'll run that banner down across the bottom. But let's see if I can get my brothers come on there. That's where you can check it all out. There's a tab there. It's our YouTube channel. That's where everything's archived. There's a tab that says live. You can click on that tab and you can watch all the shows. And we've had great guests going on. So let's talk about what is coming up on Material Issues. The next 2 weeks. Next week, David is still in Liverpool at the Cavern next Sunday night, and he should feel much better by then. So maybe we'll have David back on next Sunday night and do some more live from the Cavern. The following Sunday night, I believe he goes to Stockholm to do IPO Stockholm the following week. But I think that Sunday night, which is June 7th, he'll actually be in Portugal. I think it's where he said he's going to be staying before he goes to where's he going? Not Amsterdam, Copenhagen. There's another IPO in there. But so we'll have probably David live from wherever he's staying in Portugal on the 7th. On the 14th, June 14th, these guys were actually labeled on Pop Detective for a little bit. I wanted to help them out and get them some recognition on the Underground Garage with Little Steven. And they did. They actually got a Coolest Song in the World via Pop Detective Records. Ended up signing with Little Steven's Wicked Cool Records. They've had a number of Coolest Songs in the World since then. They've also won some Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania Musicians Award. I think top single was the award they got this last year. But really great band, the Jelly Bricks. They'll be here on the 14th. I think all 4 Bricks are going to be on the show, so it'll be kind of cool to talk with them. They just got off the Underground Garage cruise, where they and a multitude of other great pop bands throughout the last 30 or 40 years played on this cruise and touring around, I guess, Bermuda or whatever. But it'd be cool to talk to them. On the 21st, one of the greatest power pop bands of all time, Shoes. If you know power pop, you know Shoes. And Gary Klebe, one of the members of Shoes, is going to be on our show. He's got a brand new album out called Out Loud. I've heard it already. It kills. And we're going to talk to Gary about his time in the Shoes, and not only that, but his brand new album, Out Loud. Follow that on the 28th. Every year, David does IPO Chicago. And for a number of years, they've been doing it at the Montrose Saloon. It's a great little place. Hey, Andy Hartley. I see we're on at a reasonable time for us UK folks. Hey, Andy, if you just checked in, yeah, we started at 5 p.m. Eastern because David is over at IPO Liverpool right now. So right now it's 11:07 Liverpool time. We did a little tour. We saw the band Mansfield from Denmark in the dressing room and had an interview with them. Another band was playing on stage, but David had to kind of cut things short because he had his little jet lag going on. But we'll probably catch up with him again. Hey, Ben, how you doing? Good to see you checking things out. We'll check in with David again next Sunday because IPO Liverpool will be running this whole week. But yeah, I understand. I understand the late hours for anybody checking in from the UK, but that's why it's great to have materialissues.com in the archives. You can check everything out in the archives. But anyway, on the 28th of June, the owner of Montrose Saloon, Eric Cheel, is going to be on as our guest. Montrose Saloon, Chicago. It's where David does IPO Chicago. It's going to be interesting to talk to a club owner and the differences and difficulties of booking bands and touring artists and things these days. It'll be pretty cool to talk to him and get his take on live music and where that has been and where it is now and where it's going. So Eric Cheel from Montrose Saloon will be on the 28th. Follow that on July 5th, the day after our 250th anniversary of the USA. Oh, wait, here we go. Yeah, Andy will be playing IPO Liverpool with his band Tuesday and Wednesday with Searching for Sylvia is the band. So if you know Searching for Sylvia, or if you're going to be in the general Liverpool, UK vicinity Tuesday and Wednesday, go to the Cavern. Probably one of those days is probably at the Cavern pub as well, right, Andy? But go check out Searching for Sylvia and go up and say, hey, Andy, we saw you on Material Issues. That would be cool. Best wishes, Andy. Enjoy the time. Say hi to David. Tell him you were watching on Material Issues. July 5th, the day after Independence Day. It's Sunday night. We're going to have yet another Beach Boys book author. We've had 2 previously on the show, but there's a brand new Beach Boys book out called All Summer Long. by a man named David Beard. And I've read the book already. It is great if you're a Beach Boys fan. It's great if you're a music fan in general, but it's really, really great if you're a Beach Boys fan. You'll love it. It's called All Summer Long. The author, David Beard, will be on our show on July 5th. That'll be 8 p.m. our normal EST standard time. Then the following 2 weeks or so, the 12th and the 19th of July, we don't have a guest booked. We may reserve one or both of those days just to play new music. You know, we do like to play new music a lot here and promote bands, promote their releases, and you'll hear a track, and we'll talk a little bit about it and how you can get your hands on it. But so that may happen on the 12th and 19th, and we always have irons in the fire. So if you haven't subscribed, materialissues.com on the YouTube channel, or if you haven't joined the Facebook group, facebook.com/material issues, or search material issues on Facebook, and join the group there, do that, because on Fridays, generally David will send out a text or an email on the Facebook page and let everybody know what's happening on Sunday, including who the guests might be or what we're doing. So that's the best way to keep apprised of things coming up. But we always have great things in the fire. And sometimes it's just a matter of timing and when we can get people on. That's why on July 26th, which is 2 months from now, we have a guest booked then. And a very, very good friend of mine for many years, of course, good friend of David's, Mr. Willie Wisely is going to be on the show. His debut album, She, just celebrating its 30th anniversary. And he's putting out a 30th anniversary vinyl edition of She. Originally came out on CD, not vinyl. But he's putting out a vinyl version of She. There's a couple different versions. There's more and more deluxe versions you could pay for, which includes a lot of extra bonus things, from stickers and articles and all kinds of stuff. But I loved his album She, just killer. I remember seeing him come through Philadelphia. I think it was at the Tin Angel or the Khyber, one of the places that doesn't exist anymore. But he played there with his band, promoting that thing, and that's where I first met him. And then all these years later, when I was doing my record label, Pop Detective Records, which is still, releases are still available, popdetective.com. We did a tour between here and Minneapolis, and actually Willie played for us to beef up the tour in Youngstown and in New York City, I believe. We had the Jelly Bricks, we had the Dolmans, and we had the Deadbeat Poets, and Willie joined the tour for a couple of things. So I've seen him many times live. He's a fantastic artist. He is also a heck of a personality. So that'll be a great interview on July 26th. Willie Wisely will be here on Material Issues. And yeah, we got always got things going on. We always have a good time. We really appreciate everybody, our friends that come in here and comment and say hi and check out the show from time to time. It's just it's a passion project. Oh, here we go. Andy, with reference to the earlier Beatles stuff, the best thing I read online, Beatles fan page, the question was, what got you into the Beatles? The first answer from Pete Best, Paul phoned me up. How true it was is anybody's guess. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I talked to my daughters about their favorite Beatles tracks. My youngest daughter, Leah, said, "Here Comes the Sun," which kind of surprised me. It's kind of neat, because that's, even though it's a very, very, very popular answer for young people, I just didn't expect it from my daughter. And I think it's amazing how a band like the Beatles, transcends generations in time. I mean, this is a band that, for all intents and purposes worldwide, started in 1964 with popularity. I mean, they were around for a few years prior to that, but as far as worldwide, 1964. and they were done by 1970. That's a 6-year period of time. So 1970 is 56 years ago. And yet you can talk to an 18-year-old today, and they'll know so much about the Beatles. They'll love a lot of Beatles tracks. They can talk to you about Beatles albums. And it's funny because you could ask them about a band that existed 5 years ago, and they may not know who the heck that is. You can even ask them, and this is no slight on other 60s bands, but you can ask them about the Rolling Stones, you can ask them about the Beach Boys, and they may go, I've heard some of their stuff, but they won't be that knowledgeable about those bands, as great as they are, and I love them. But the Beatles, they just, it's a phenomenon the likes we'll never see again, for the staying power, the length. I mean, Paul McCartney, he got a lot of flack online for his Saturday Night Live performance. His voice was, not good. But doggone it, the guy's 84 years old, and he's been playing, for 60 something years, and just still doing it. We had Brian Ray, his guitarist, on our show, and to hear the stories of just how amazing it is to be on stage playing next to him, but how amazing Paul is, just energy wise and health wise, and he's just, he wants to please everybody. Obviously, yes, he's corporate, he's big time, he's only going to do the big time stuff. I get it. We've asked him to be on this show. He hasn't answered us. Paul, putting it out there. People say if you don't put it out there, it may never happen, but you never know. But Paul, give us a call. Wouldn't it be cool to be on Material Issues and throw us a bone, help us out? Would love to have him on here. So, but no, I mean, he is great, and he is not going to be with us forever. As is going back to my original thing when I talked about why we decided to do Material Issues, decided to do more interviews. We don't make a cent on this. Matter of fact, we lose a lot of money every year on this just to have the that's right, Andy. His sheer love of playing always shines through. Just to be able to archive the stories of so many of these musicians and artists and bands, a lot of them from the 60s and 70s that haven't been interviewed in a long time, is just wonderful. It makes me feel awesome to be able to talk to artists that as a kid, I idolized their music. I loved their music. I would never have thought, all these years later, I'd be talking to them live on Material Issues. But check it out. Like, one of my favorite interviews we did was with a band called Middle of the Road. They were a Scottish band, and they did a cover of a song called Chirpy Chirpy Cheep Cheep. If you don't know it, YouTube it, Chirpy Chirpy Cheep Cheep. It'll be an earworm. You'll hear it once, and you won't be able to stop singing it. Well, I think they still hold the record today for selling the most physical copies of a 45 in history. I think this Chirpy Chirpy Cheep Cheep has sold like 11 million 45s. And that's essentially what they did. That's what they were known for. But the lead singer of the band, Sally Carr, beautiful woman, great voice. She had suffered a brain aneurysm 30 years ago, lost the ability to speak and obviously to sing. Took her a long time to get back to the point where she could relearn to speak and relearn to sing. And I don't know what prompted me to try to find them online, but I found her and the drummer was her in the band, a good friend. And they agreed to do an interview. Sally was very reticent because she hadn't done an interview in 45 years or whatever. And of course with that, but she was an absolute delight. And they enjoyed the interview so much that she got back on stage and they performed again as Middle of the Road. And I think they still perform today. So that was just wonderful. Things like that happen with us quite a lot. Andy said he's going to be at Cavern Pub on Tuesday next week, and then the Cavern Club on Wednesday. So great. Check out Andy. And getting back to the whole Klaatu thing, Terry Draper, the drummer, became a very good friend of mine. He spent time at my house here in South Jersey, but he passed away not too long ago, and I miss him very much. But that's all. When he was on our show, it was really an emotional time. We talked about the artist for a number of Klaatu albums, Ted Jones, who had passed away, a couple of years ago, and I knew Ted as well. And it was just a very emotional time, but emotional interview. And we've had that happen every once in a while here on Material Issue, because we don't ask the cookie cutter questions. We get into people's, early lives and how they got into music, and a lot of the stories from the 60s and 70s. And sometimes those stories can bring back some tough memories. But we've enjoyed the heck out of doing Material Issues, and I hope everybody's enjoyed the archives. I hope people have enjoyed watching us live. We don't have any plans on stopping anytime soon, because it's just a whole lot of fun. So I'm going to cut it off now. This has been going on for about an hour and a half on a show where David joined us briefly, but come on back next Sunday night. We will let you know exactly what time. I'm going to assume 5 p.m. Eastern time again, because David will be finishing up his last night in at the Cavern. So cheers, everybody. We got a lot coming up. MaterialIssues.com. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great Memorial Day tomorrow. Respect paid to all of those who fought and sacrificed for our freedoms here in our country. I mean, people are on the fence many different ways when it comes to the military and, different things over different times. Andy, nice to see you too again. And best wishes next week. The Cavern Pub on Tuesday and the Cavern Club on Wednesday, searching for Sylvia. But yeah, all respect though for those who did sacrifice for our freedoms. We all have our own personal way of thinking about it and thanking those, but needs to be recognized. We should never forget. All right, everybody, have a wonderful evening. Great Memorial Day tomorrow. Rest of the world, enjoy yourselves, and we will see you next Sunday night here on Material Issues. Cheers.